Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more Los Angeles Lakers news, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Bam Adebayo can fill some of the Lakers' offensive and defensive needs, such as scoring and rebounding. Adebayo is a high-level athlete with good strength and physical explosiveness. Trade suggestion for the Lakers to be champions now. Lakers make a big deal and get Bam Adebayo. The Los Angeles Lakers are expected to hand the keys to the franchise to Luka Doncic this offseason and need to add stars around him. The Los Angeles Lakers likely knew this day would come, although that doesn't make it any easier. Heading into his age 40 and 41 season, LeBron James is still a very talented player on both ends of the floor, although he is not capable of leading a team to the NBA Finals. Luka Doncic, on the other hand, is, and the Lakers are expected to start building around him sooner rather than later. Austin Reaves is expected to opt out of his $14.8 million player option after next season and demand roughly $30 million a year, which is pretty reasonable for a player of his caliber. Moving forward, the Lakers can keep James as a second option but build around Doncic and Reaves. With wings like Dorian Finney-Smith, Jordan Goodwin, and whichever free agents they can add, they are the Lakers. After all, Los Angeles only needs a rim-running center. They have the assets to land one of the best ones in the league. Mock trade with Heat lands Lakers Bam Adebayo. Immediately after trading for Doncic last season, the Lakers got started on building around him. The Dallas Mavericks gave the blueprint for success: pair him with another ball handler, some shooters, and a lob threat. Los Angeles agreed to a trade with the Charlotte Hornets, sending Dalton Knecht, Cam Reddish, a pick swap, and a pick for center Mark Williams, although he failed a physical, and the trade was reversed. The Lakers very clearly made Knecht expendable, and with an awkward locker room situation to avoid, he is expected to be an outgoing asset in any move. If the Lakers open the coffers a bit more, they should be able to land an established star under contract for the next 4 seasons. Full mock trade details. The Lakers should be able to afford a long-term trio of Reaves, Doncic, and Adebayo, and budget pieces like Goodwin, Finney-Smith, and free agents enticed by playing in Hollywood can round out the roster. Miami Heat rebuild, show faith in rookie. The Miami Heat, under Pat Riley, are not eager to rebuild. While Knecht and 3 picks are a very future-driven package, the second-year wing is already 24 years old and should be ready to shoulder a bigger load. Rookie Kel'el Ware broke out as a legitimate starting center this season, and while he and Adebayo can share the frontcourt, in an effort to retool in a weak Eastern Conference after losing Jimmy Butler, the Heat could make another big move. Miami boasts the 20th pick, and in a mock draft by ESPN, they select point guard Nolan Traore. He could fit into the backcourt, sharing minutes with Terry Rozier and Tyler Herro, and Ware, Andrew Wiggins, Kyle Anderson, Haywood Highsmith, Duncan Robinson, and Davion Mitchell are not a bad rotation. While that roster likely won't compete for the finals, they will certainly make the postseason in the weak East, and Riley can hope Eric Spoelstra and Heat culture can rip off an unlikely run once again while preparing for the future. Lakers' most important offseason decision is completely out of their hands. It's almost player option season. When the Los Angeles Lakers weigh their options in free agency, one fact will hang over their heads: Dorian Finney-Smith controls a large part of their destiny. Finney-Smith was a transformative acquisition in 2024-25, but his time with the franchise could end as soon as it began. Finney-Smith has a player option for the 2025-26 season, and the decision he makes on that front could go a long way toward deciding the Lakers' future and flexibility. Finney-Smith has a player option worth $15,378,480 for the 2025-26 season. That would pay him just over $1 million more than the projected mid-level exception, which gives some level of reason to believe that he could opt in. Finney-Smith is 32 years of age, however, and could thus view the 2025 period of free agency as his last opportunity to sign a long-term deal. Players are extending their primes in ways that modern medicine, as well as travel, fitness, and apparel advancements, have undoubtedly inspired. The sample size of data supporting role players thriving in their mid-30s, however, is admittedly scarce. As such, the Lakers must prepare for the possibility that bringing Finney-Smith back on a multi-year deal will be the only way to keep one of their most important players in Los Angeles. Dorian Finney-Smith's player option will decide Lakers' future. If Finney-Smith opts in and returns for the 2025-26 season at roughly $15.4 million, the Lakers will preserve their long-term flexibility. They'll also have a surefire fit at forward, which could prove significant if Rob Pelinka is active on the trade market. A case can be made that the Lakers' most attractive trade assets include Rui Hachimura, Dalton Knecht, and Jared Vanderbilt, all of whom contribute to the team's significant depth at forward. With Finney-Smith locked in for another season, Pelinka could operate with significantly more confidence on the trade market. Moving one or even two of those players would be difficult to stomach, but Finney-Smith would ensure that Los Angeles can move forward with a starting caliber option. If Finney-Smith declines his player option, however, the Lakers will enter what projects to be a competitive market for a high-level 3 and D forward. Cap space is limited around the NBA, but front offices get creative when they want to sign players. It transpires every summer and is the great combatant of any points to the contrary. Furthermore, the 2025 NBA playoffs have epitomized the need for depth along the wings in the modern NBA. All of the current conference finalists thrive on strength in numbers from the 2 to the 4, and Finney-Smith is a proven commodity who should have a respectable market based on that reality. If that competitive scenario plays out, the Lakers would need to balance their efforts to trade for a center with the need to re-sign or replace Finney-Smith. That would certainly complicate matters, and could potentially delay Los Angeles's crucial pursuit of an upgrade at the 5 spot if they're uncertain of how their depth chart will otherwise take shape. It's an uncomfortable position for the Lakers to find themselves in, but the harsh reality is that Finney-Smith's personal choice of how to proceed in his career will decide Los Angeles's future. Lakers could lose starter to free agency. While the Lakers hope to retain multiple key pieces this summer, rumors suggest they could lose a piece of their starting frontcourt when free agency opens July 6. According to a Wednesday article by ClutchPoint's Anthony Irwin, the Lakers' active pursuit for a starting center means they could lose the one they already have. In terms of returning talent, sources say there is an outside chance of Jackson Hayes returning, but he wasn't thrilled about his role disappearing in the postseason and the money he lost as his minutes dwindled. From the Lakers' perspective, they're weighing Redick losing faith in him, how he might handle them bringing in his replacement or the inevitable demotion he'd be in line for this summer. In 56 games, 35 starts, for the Lakers, Jackson Hayes averaged 6.8 points, 4.8 rebounds, 1 assist and 0.9 blocks per game on 72% shooting from the field. Since becoming the team's starting big next to Luka Doncic, he put up a modest 8.1 points, 5.3 rebounds, and 0.9 blocks while shooting 75.6% from the field. While he turned a corner upon Doncic's arrival, Hayes notoriously struggled in the Lakers' first-round loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves. He started 4 of the team's 5 games but became an afterthought by the time they were on the brink of elimination. Hayes played out the final season of a 2-year deal, earning $2.4 million on a player option he accepted last June. While he's provided several highlights in his time as a Laker, the end results and the team's trajectory prove it's best for both sides to part ways this summer. What Pelinka and Redick are looking for. In terms of replacements for the 25-year-old, sources told Irwin that Rob Pelinka has worked the phones this offseason, searching for a lob threat to complement LeBron James, Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves while also eyeing a bruising floor spacer at the request of head coach J.J. Redick. Sources say Redick has expressed interest in a big body who can also space the floor for his 5-out system and sets. Sources have also indicated that Redick is open to tailoring his system to his next roster's strengths, though, so it'll be interesting to see what that balance looks like. In terms of free agency, belief is whoever the Lakers sign will complement whatever type of center they trade for. So, if they trade for a lob threat, look for them to sign more of a floor spacer or bruising center using either the taxpayer mid-level exception or veteran minimum salaries, and vice versa. The Lakers' list of targets mentioned ad nauseum remains unchanged: Nick Claxton, Daniel Gafford, etc., according to Irwin. Recent reports from other outlets suggest they could also make a run at Onyeka Okongwu or Jacob Poeltl via trade. And as for in-house talent, Irwin noted that two-way centers Christian Koloko and Trey Jemison were well-liked within the organization and could be in line for standard and two-way deals, respectively, either with LA or elsewhere. While it appears neither of them could fill a backup role for the Lakers right now, re-signing one or both of them would certainly boost the team's center depth as they search for ideal complements next to James, DONCIC and Reeves. DeMar DeRozan issues strong LeBron James statement on Wednesday. During an appearance on the Run Your Race podcast, Sacramento Kings forward DeMar DeRozan spoke about Los Angeles Lakers superstar LeBron James. James just played in his 22nd NBA season. He's the oldest active player in the league at 40, but you wouldn't know that by watching him play. James averaged 24.4 points, 7.8 rebounds, 8.2 assists, 1.0 steals and 0.6 blocks for the Lakers during the 2024-25 regular season and 25.4 points, 9.0 rebounds, 5.6 assists, 2.0 steals and 1.8 blocks in the 2025 playoffs. He made the All-NBA second team. The Lakers lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves in the first round of this year's postseason in 5 games. James suffered a grade 2 MCL sprain in his left knee in Game 5. DeRozan, who never beat James in a postseason series when he was on the Toronto Raptors and James was on the Cleveland Cavaliers, said no one in today's NBA would be able to compete with the 2016 version of James. "I told somebody this the other day like when they was playin' in the series," DeRozan said. "They was talkin' about Bron can't get it done, and Anthony Edwards, beatin' M. I remember tellin' a group of people, I said, most these, expletive, wouldn't stand a chance versus a 2016 Bron. People forget the man been doin' this 22 years man. Somethin' we never seen in no sport. To be able to dominate this long as he has. The standard that he's been held to at a 40-year-old man. To still do that at that level, I'm pretty sure 99% of people in the league would not be doing none of that at 40 years of age, hoopin' at that high of a level. It's always easy to pick on greatness when you haven't seen it to that level before." Arguably the greatest player of all time, James has played for the Cavaliers, twice, Miami Heat and Lakers. He has career averages of 27.0 points, 7.5 rebounds, 7.4 assists, 1.5 steals and 0.7 blocks. James became the leading scorer in NBA history in 2023. He's a 4-time MVP, a 4-time champion and a 4-time Finals MVP. Lakers to play in California Classic. The Lakers will participate in the California Classic, along with the Warriors, Heat and Spurs, this July. The Golden State Warriors announced on Wednesday that they will host the California Classic Summer League this year. The 4 teams participating will include the Lakers, Heat, Spurs and Warriors. Previously, the California Classic was played in Sacramento at the Golden One Center. However, this year, the Warriors will be the sole host of the event, with all games taking place at Chase Center. Here is the schedule for the 3 games the Lakers will play in the California Classic. Saturday, July 5th vs. Warriors, 1:30 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Sunday, July 6th vs. Heat, 1:30 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Tuesday, July 8th vs. Spurs, TBD. Underscore 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 underscore. Where these games will be broadcast is still unknown. Last year, the California Classic was viewable via ESPN2 and NBA TV. While the Las Vegas Summer League is the largest event on the NBA summer schedule, other competitions are happening throughout the country and the California Classic is one of them. Summer League is a place where rookies from the 2025 NBA Draft will begin preparing for professional play, alongside other G League level players and NBA sophomores. Bronny James has already stated that he will participate in the Las Vegas Summer League, so it is likely that he will also play in the California Classic. Other known Lakers who could also play in this competition include Dalton Knecht, who is also coming off a strong rookie season. Quincy Olivari is another Lakers-affiliated player who can be expected to represent Los Angeles in the Bay. He was signed, at one point, to a two-way deal but was then released and joined the South Bay Lakers in the G League. The Lakers will release their Summer League roster at a later date. They typically announce it in early July after the NBA draft is completed. Lakers news: LeBron James didn't mind Anthony Edwards' physicality during first-round series. Los Angeles Lakers star LeBron James is no stranger to the NBA postseason and understands that the game is officiated differently with the stakes so high. Playoff basketball is often defined by its physicality, something James discussed following the Lakers' elimination in the first round. In the regular season, most hits and bumps are called for fouls, but in the postseason officials tend to give players more leeway. While most players are happy to play a more physical game, it often leads to disparities in terms of foul calls. For example, James was happy to play physically against the Minnesota Timberwolves but discussed how it felt like Anthony Edwards was able to get away with more than usual, via his Mind the Game podcast with Stephen Nash. "If that's how we're gonna play and that's how we're going to allow it to be played, then I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Now, it needs to be that on both ends. It needs to be that on both ends. It was never explained to me, like I'm trying to run down the court and Ant is giving me the two-hand, I'm beyond 5 yards. If this was the NFL it would still be a penalty, I was beyond 5 yards in my route running. But it was fun. It was competitive. You definitely wondering what line are we crossing, or is there not a line at all? Because you go through the lane, a guy does like this and you do this and then, but we're in the open court at half court and he's doing like this or anybody doing that and they don't call it. So it's like, where's the line being drawn? But the physicality, we preached on it, it's different. You know you're not getting away with that at all. It's 0% chance you're getting away with any of that in the regular season. In the playoffs, there's a possible chance you can, and let's try it and see what happens." As James noted, Edwards often found himself guarding the Lakers star and as a smaller player seemed like he was granted more leeway with his hands. Edwards even noted during the series that he was trying to be a pest towards the 40-year-old, knowing how big and strong he still is. Regular season versus postseason physicality is worth a discussion given that it feels like the two are almost different games, but for now players like James understand it comes with the territory. LeBron James likely to pick up player option for 2025-26 season. Following the loss to the Timberwolves, LeBron James was non-committal about his playing future. However, early reports suggest James will play for at least one more season, and now it's likely that he'll pick up his player option to return to the Lakers for the 2025-26 season.